Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. I am Maria Cribbs.
And I am Josh Cribbs. Welcome. It's an exciting day today.
Yeah, it is.
It has been an exciting week, I think,
What is
as
this?
well.
For me, I think I said this last week. When it comes to Labor Day, I know I get a little sad because I feel like it's officially the end of summer.
The end of summer.
All the school buses were on the road this morning.
It, though. I get it. It's like the end
We
of
back, right?
the end of hot
Yes.
weather, good weather.
And it is cold. Isn't it cold in here
it's
right now?
it's starting to trend downward. However, it's still been
Here
some
we go.
good couple of days.
Time to get your pumpkin spice latte.
It's been some good days.
And your chunky boots.
And time to think
chunky
about
sweaters.
Christmas and all that.
Uh-huh.
But more importantly,
What's going
it's
on?
football season.
Man.
It is upon us. It's like
The home opener is this right? Is it? Oh, are we home? We're home, right?
It's home.
Home
yes.
against the Texans.
The Dallas
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Home against the Cowboys.
Ryan,
I'm sorry.
Where has she
My
been?
bad. My
Hey, at least she was in the same state. I'll give her
Yes.
that. Same state.
It's same state, but it's like, ugh. We've been waiting for this. At least me and Ryan has. Maria, how has Labor Day? How have you? I see you got your hair done.
Yeah, you know.
You got your hair done.
Yes.
I definitely noticed your hair done. You came in late last night with the covered up. You
Drove
had it
all the way
covered
to
up.
New Jersey to
And
get
this
my
is the
hair
first time
done.
I'm actually seeing it.
Oh yeah, I had it. I had my bonnet. I'm the bonnet queen. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed my weekend. I just know that now summer is officially over. I feel like even when the kids went back to school for those couple of weeks, it was like, oh, the pleasantries, like, oh, what's your name, where you're from, meeting new friends. But now this is where the homework began, where they really got to get up, can't miss no days. Vacation season, all that's over. We're done.
It is over.
We're doomed.
It's not doomed.
Oh, okay. I feel
Yeah.
like. How was your
I think
weekend?
We're okay. I had a great weekend. I think we all had a good weekend.
You were cleaning the house up.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to care more now about how the house looks, and it helps me. It helps me calm
But
down.
tell them what happened. So before I was going to hit the road, on Saturday?
Yeah.
What day? I don't even know what day I left.
Yeah.
Josh, we go in the house. I mean, Maria, you've just been real messy lately.
Right,
I mean, why don't you clean some of this stuff up?
It's like
And
the
I'm
roles
like,
have reversed. It's like
You have
and
been
she-
messing our home up since 2007.
And
you
that
had
was
the
her
audacity
rebuttal,
to tell
Ryan.
me I need to start cleaning up my mess.
Ryan, her rebuttal to
Ryan.
me saying you need to. I was like, I just cleaned the house
Ryan,
and you
there
got all
was-
this mess.
Ri-
Her rebuttal was, I done cleaned all these years
Because it's like,
and
how
watched
dare
you
you?
mess up.
How dare you?
It doesn't feel good. Do it. She didn't have a reason. Her rebuttal was, you did it to me. I'm like, are
If
you
you
on this
know
revenge
someone
tour?
has a tendency, how long have we been married, Josh? Remind me again.
Too long.
Okay, too long. It's been 20-something years, right? I've been clean for 20-something. I feel like I'm talking about drugs.
Yeah. her arms have been needle free.
I know. Josh, stop.
Nothing to play with.
I've been keeping everything. I think when you get to a particular age in life or stage in life, I don't want to be your maid anymore. And that goes for you, Kamora, Israel, our whole household. Like,
But Ryan, these were all her clothes and all her mess.
But Ryan,
she came with
I've
all
been folding
these
his
gifts
clothes.
and jewelry
Ryan,
and
I've been folding my clothes, his clothes, Kamora's clothes,
see,
and
that's
Izzy's
that
clothes
what about
for the last 20
in
some years.
relationships. When you come with something strong, then they come with the what about this? What about something
'Cause
that
I
ain't
thought- I
what we
think you
talking
forgot.
about?
I
what
think you
about
forgot.
what about something we ain't talking about? All her stuff was that she messed up the kitchen.
Ryan,
again,
I'm gonna say one more thing,
dishes.
and I'm gonna leave it alone. Ryan, we had these dark hardwood floors at our house, right?
What about
I don't know,
ism?
and I advise anybody you looking for a home, do not get dark hardwood floors because anywhere you go, any dust, any you're gonna see it, right? There used to be times I would be on my hands and knees because you can't just mop it; it'll leave streaks. On my hands and knees for about 45 minutes, wiping down these floors. Guess who would come in right behind me, right when I get done with their shoes
Ryan,
on?
get the smallest
It's just disrespectful.
violin
So,
if you can
of course,
find it. Can
after
you
20
find
years,
a
when he
small
said,
violin
You
and play that
you
tiny
you
violin?
get sure you sure are messy nowadays. I can
Play that tiny violin for me.
okay.
Because
so
I just asked you simply about that one question.
The
We
Browns
moving on.
played the Cowboys this weekend.
Yeah, the Browns played the
Thank you.
Cowboys this weekend, but I want to hop into real quick because we went to
the golf outing.
a golf outing.
Yes,
the first annual
Duh.
Big Play golf outing.
Oh yeah, baby.
And I feel like we had a blast.
we had a good time.
And we took a family picture. Maria and Izzy got there a little late. That's us right there.
Yeah,
they
Izzy-
got there, and look at them looking like they can play golf.
Izzy had football.
The outfits on.
Looked
That's
the
the
part.
first time I saw
looked
that.
the part. Looked like you didn't know
Yeah,
that
you
we had
look like you can play golf.
Yeah, but tell him what happened though.
Yeah.
Josh didn't send me the address. He just said I'm at a golf. I'm at a
We went
golf
out to
course.
Painesville.
Actually, all the Big Play, our whole group chat. They said we in Painesville, right? I don't think no one ever really told me which one we were at, right? So lo and behold, there's 2 golf courses in Painesville, Ohio,
yeah.
right?
So Maria says, "Josh, I'm on the 6th hole right now."
He's like, "No, you're not. I'm
and
on
I
the
looked
6th
at
hole."
the pole. I'm like, "I'm on the 6th hole," and I was like, "Maria, where you at?" Lo and behold, she at the wrong golf course. I'm like,
So
"Man,
I made my way over there eventually, but it was great.
Yeah.
Shout out to the mac and cheese that was good.
Yeah, and it was
and that corn.
Yeah, we had some good food. That
Ryan,
was,
whatever
presented
happened
to
with
us.
you, man? You drove past me saying you were looking for your
Yeah,
putter.
I lost my putter, but I didn't know somebody in my group picked it up. So no worries, I got my putter back.
Ryan
I was all good. I was all good.
Had a lot of fun the night before.
Ryan,
did.
were you drinking? Were you drinking a
At the
garage
wedding.
beer?
Yeah, I had my buddy's wedding, so it was very much had to get up early, stayed at the hotel, but it was worth it to come out for the big play golf outing. Had an absolute blast. I was moving a little slow, but I still had a wonderful time.
Y'all seen that movie, The Hangover,
Too
right?
much garage beer.
You seen the movie, The Hangover?
Yeah.
That
Oh!
looked like Ryan and his whole group.
It did. It did.
Like
it really
when
did.
I met them, they was like, "Hey," like the lights were too
yeah,
bright.
They needed their electrolytes.
Yeah, it was like they just needed to look
Where's the
for
liquid IV
a
at?
soft place to lay down.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just the grass right over there. It's
Uh-huh.
like that's what they needed. You know?
I mean, they hung it in there though. They were in there. They
Yeah.
were there all day. But
Yeah,
then
fun.
when it comes to the wedding, Ryan,
Yeah.
did they go through with it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So it happened.
did they
Yeah.
go through with
Let's
it?
go. I'm just saying. You
No
know,
She made it
objections.
seem-
you can be
yeah.
a runaway bride or runaway
made it
groom.
seem like
just want to
the-
make sure everything's all good. So shout out to your friend. You want to say their names? Congratulations to them.
Yeah, Kyle Vincent and now Katie Vincent. Congratulations.
Kyle
Wish you
and
guys
Katie
nothing but
Vincent.
happiness. I've known them since high school, so it's a fairy tale for them. So very
so
happy.
they're like family to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so
Congratulations
awesome!
to them.
Congratulations! At the big play golf outing,
Mm-hmm.
a young lady was coming to collect the plates, and
Like a server? Like a waitress?
well, no, someone to collect the plates,
Oh,
the
okay.
trash,
Oh, okay.
and my mom told me differently.
Mm-hmm.
She told me, not to get my own trash.
Mhm.
And one of the lady's mom, we know, small world, right?
Uh-huh.
She wrote a message,
Oh, she DM'd
and
you.
it said, "Hi,
saw
I just
that.
wanted to reach out and thank you for the time at Little Mountain." That was the name of the golf course. My
Uh-huh.
daughter was working at cleaning up dishes at the dinner, and you refused to give her your plate. At first, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I hope I ain't do nothing wrong."
Uh-huh.
But it said, and you said, "My mom raised me better. I don't give trash to women." That's so refreshing and classy. Here, her brother was also working that day and saw your great example. Thank you for being a good
Well,
role
it might
model.
be refreshing and classy, but he's been giving me his trash for over 20-something years.
But I'm a
I've been
different-
cooking and cleaning,
Like I've
taking out
been
the trash,
saying
the
to
car,
Maria,
everything.
I'm a different man now. I'm older. I'm wiser.
All that gray in your beard, we
When
can tell you
know
wiser.
better, you do better. And look, we got some Browns football we got to talk next. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
All right, now welcome back to the show. It's time to talk Browns, baby.
Yes, let's get into
What's
it.
going on, baby?
All right, Maria, you had a good little lineup. So you told us about Shannon Sharp, and we're gonna
On First
start
Take.
with that.
Right.
Shannon Sharp on First Take. What did he say, Maria?
Well, hold on. Let me get. Why you didn't tell me he was gonna do that? He
Oh, I
said,
thought you was gonna,
okay, this
you
is
know.
this is what Shannon Sharp said on his on the show First Take. Quote: I just need Deshaun Watson to give me 85 to 90% of what he once was. I like the Cleveland Browns and the Chiefs, so he going with us.
The
End quote.
Chiefs and the Browns AFC Championship
champions, baby.
is what Shannon
Sharp.
Sharp is. My take with that, Ryan, is what did I tell you the Browns needed to do as far as quarterbacking Deshaun Watson? Deshaun has to just play average. If our defense plays the way that we know they can play, we just need average play from
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson. It seems like everybody's seen that's what needs to be echoed. That's what's being echoed is that average quarterback play, and our defense will do the rest. And if he does anything above that, man, we have a real shot. What do you think about that, Ryan?
Yeah, I think he's absolutely right. And I think that's the main consensus for not just us in Cleveland, but kind of the outside world of the NFL. They recognize how good this Cleveland Browns roster
Right.
is. They recognize Kevin Stefanski, now a two-time coach of the year. The pieces are all there. Now you're just missing the main ingredient that you hope to get back this year is Deshaun Watson, right? You had Joe Flacco come in last year and give you, honestly, it was not even just average quarterback play. It was a little bit above average quarterback play. And you saw what happened. You rattled off these wins. You got to the 11 mark, and you made the playoffs. And that's exactly what the Browns are going to do this year if Deshaun Watson can give
I
you
got a
even just
question
that
for
average
you.
quarterback play.
But can we say, because can we say average? And I'm playing devil's advocate to myself.
He didn't say average Deshaun Watson.
He said 80 per 90%.
He needs 85
And that's above average.
to 90%. He needs a Deshaun. And I watched the clip. He said he needs a Deshaun Watson that
Of
played that
old.
last,
Of old.
when he was with the Texans, that
And
last game,
the
that last
reason-
season.
The reason why I say, I'm playing devil's advocate, Ryan, is because when we look at when Flacco came, I feel that was an anomaly. I keep saying this statement. I keep saying, man, look what we won with. We won with P.J. Walker. We won with this and that. We didn't even have Deshaun. But I believe Flacco fever was an anomaly. I really feel like we can't count that. Even though we didn't have our main quarterback, Flacco wasn't playing like a backup. He was playing like Flacco of old, Super Bowl time Flacco. And then that propelled us into the playoffs. I'm not sure if we can recreate that if we don't have a quarterback that will play sort of like Flacco fever. And I feel like that's what we may need in Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, it's one thing to get to the playoffs, and you're able to do that with Joe Flacco. But then when you get deeper into these December games and you're facing off against the Josh Allens, the Patrick Mahomes, the Joe Burrows, the Lamar Jacksons of the world, you need a true difference maker at quarterback, right? And to defeat somebody and dethrone someone like Patrick Mahomes, who in these last 5 years, the only person we've seen do that in the AFC was Joe Burrow, who that season was playing to an MVP level. So I want to get to that mark, before I worry about Deshaun Watson playing to that elite level. But it's a good start to have him, play as expected in terms of how bad he's been in these last couple years.
Right. And just, talking about that and breaking news, we filmed our show a little earlier in the day, and the Browns and Jimmy and Dee Haslam just announced the name change of the Cleveland Browns Stadium.
It's not First Energy anymore?
It's not First Energy for a while. It was Cleveland Browns Stadium, but now it is Huntington Bank Field.
Let's go,
That's
Huntington
the new
Bank.
name of it. Maria's giving
Because
applause.
I got family members down at the headquarters in Columbus.
She has family members who work for Huntington Bank.
Okay.
We know people that work for Huntington Bank, but
That's a big deal.
all of us up here right now, what do we feel like, from this name change? Do we like the name change? How do we think fans
To me,
will?
it doesn't matter. For
will
some
take
reason,
it?
I always say the Brown Stadium. I don't know
Right.
why. It
don't matter what they call
First
it.
Aid, or it doesn't matter.
So you basically just don't care. It don't
I mean,
matter.
like,
It's Brown
down
Stadium.
to Brown Stadium.
Right, Brown Stadium. and that's, I think, and I'm gonna say that,
Huntington
Ryan,
Bank Field.
I think a lot of fans will feel the same way. They don't care. Like, some could say I don't like it, but we're gonna say Brown Stadium.
Yeah,
What do
I
you
mean,
think?
anytime you take a name like Cleveland Brown Stadium, which is so classic, and you commercialize it and you advertise it, nobody's going to like it, right? You look at Progressive Field, everybody still calls it the Jake, right? I mean, you have Quicken Loans, or it used to be Quicken Loans Arena, the Gund Arena, right? We all have these nicknames. Nobody really cares. It's a little sad to see a classic name like Cleveland Brown Stadium go, but at the end of the day, that's just the world we live in. And I don't think whatever it was named, if it wasn't Huntington, could have been anything. People
Right.
wouldn't have been really happy about it.
I put out a tweet before before the show started. What are your thoughts on Brown's new stadium name, Huntington Bank Field? 71% said don't care.
Yeah.
15 said they like it. 14 said they don't like it. And this was out of 800 people. And I just did this about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
What do you,
Yeah, so-
what do you think about? I mean, the field. The pictures look pretty nice up here.
Yeah.
So
I
wait a
mean,
minute. Did I miss something?
That's
Is that the new stadium, or
Well,
is that the Brook Park? Is that the
that's-
one right down the street from us?
and so let's talk about that. That's not Brook Park.
Oh,
Definitely,
I'm
because
like,
Brook
wait,
Park will be a dome.
Uh-huh.
But some people say, and I'm looking at my ex messages, Ryan. It said, I still call Progressive Field the Jake.
Right. So I just said, yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody said they needed that new front money for Brook Park.
It might be true.
So
What
I
better
know
than a
we've
bank?
seen the name change and the signage,
Goes
what
up
it
to
would
the
look
hi-
like
to the
on this
highest bidder.
field.
To the highest bidder.
But that new stadium being Huntington Bank Field or stadium with the dome,
Right.
they might have to come out with a new emblem because it's going to have to match the gloriousness of the stadium. You have fans on here like needed to get that money for Brook Park, and other people feel like I do. Just win, baby. Just win. And those are some of the comments.
But
Dan
if
the
we're still
man.
just for me to just be a little messy, if we're still considering going over to Brook Park, why not superimpose the name on the so-called new venue?
Well, it's not in stone. It's not set in stone.
What, the Huntington Bank name?
No, moving to Brook Park.
But it wasn't when they released that teaser a few weeks ago either.
Right,
So
those
why
are
not?
renderings.
That's why I'm saying they playing with our emotions, because why not go ahead and just put that? Like, this
I
what
get
the
it.
You know what I'm saying?
I
This
get
what
it.
Look like. Okay.
Yeah, you know what?
How often do they change their names? Because like you said
they have
Jacobs
contracts.
Field, the Q. I remember it being the Q, Gund Arena.
They have contracts, and it'll last a certain time, and they can renew it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
They
this
can
one
renew the
is a
contract.
this contract with Huntington is a 20-year contract.
20-year contract.
Oh my
okay.
goodness, that sounds like a Brook Park. I don't know. I'm just saying, because just thinking a
I'm gonna
20-year
tell you how much I
contract,
love Huntington Bank.
it's going to be Huntington Bank for a generation. That means the children that are in kindergarten
Are gonna
will
only
know
know
Huntington.
Huntington
They're
Bank.
going to call Huntington Bank
Right.
for the length of their careers,
Right.
their lives, for the most
For
part.
the most part, but for me, it doesn't matter. That's still, to me, it's the Brown Stadium. So shout out
It's
to the
Brown
Huntington
Stadium?
Bank for getting that logo put on that field. But it's
Yes.
always gonna be Brown Stadium to me.
All right, we
baby.
got more Browns football talk because it's week 1, baby.
Week 1. Let's get into it next. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, now Josh on X, the Browns put that tweet up, baby. It's finally game week. I think that's what it said, right, Ryan?
Yeah, it is
See that?
finally game week.
Mm-hmm.
This is the week we've all been waiting for, and Ryan and I, we're gonna, we're gonna grade the team,
Go ahead.
and we're gonna start with the position.
I want to
groups,
hear it. Okay.
because how do we match up versus the Cowboys? And then we look at ourselves, and on paper, are we supposed to beat the Cowboys?
Right.
Unbiasedly, we got to figure that out. Like on paper, Ryan, and when we look at both receiving cores, I'm looking at our receiving core kind of revamped. Even, of course, we could have got, Brandon Ayuk, and then remember I threw the whole CD Lamb in the mix because he was unhappy in Cowboys. But lo and behold, CD Lamb stayed with the Cowboys. Brandon Ayuk stayed with the 49ers, and they got their deals.
Mm-hmm.
But when I look at these teams, I look at our wide receivers. I look at Amari Cooper. I look at Jerry Jeudy. Who else we got? I would even throw, because I don't want to say tight ends. What are we gonna say? Blocking? I would throw the tight ends in that as far as like receiving core and
Yeah.
David Njoku.
Right.
So I look at our guys, and as a fan, you would say what, an A- or A, but in reality, as it relates to the rest of the league, I'm going to grade them hard. I'm gonna say B+. What do you think about that grade?
I think that's fair. I would almost go. I'm going to go B-, Josh.
Okay.
I think Amari Cooper is a wonderful receiver to have. He's a great number 1 for us. But the reality is there's a ton of teams that he would be the number 2 on. And one of them is, in fact, the Dallas Cowboys. You have CeeDee Lamb, arguably the best receiver in the league, at very least top 3, top 4. David Njoku is a phenomenal tight end. I'm not sure he's at that elite level yet. And then Jerry Jeudy could rise to that level, but until I see it, I can't mark it as that.
And that's the thing. Until we see it, these grades are this way on paper.
How long does it take to get to that level?
See, you got to see it. You got to see it.
Oh, you got to see. Okay, I'm like
Like, this
he
gotta
done
be a
been in the league
consistent
for a
thing.
minute, right?
No. We're talking about year to year.
Okay,
This
all right.
changes because if we talk about when Amari Cooper first came in the league, now we're talking different. We're like, oh, hey, because he was on the same team. He was on the Cowboys, and you saw his stock kind of drop a little bit, and then he got traded.
Yeah.
So when we look at the Cowboys receivers, CeeDee Lamb, beyond that, those are question marks. Those are young
Yeah.
guys who I don't believe in, and we don't know who their name is. We don't know who they are.
It's CeeDee Lamb, and then outside of that, I mean, you have an aging Brandon Cooks, who's one injury away, one concussion away from probably calling it a career, honestly, of Jalen Tolbert, an unproven young guy, and then Jake Ferguson, who is, I guess, an okay tight end, but by no stride is he better than David Njoku.
I'll say B-. I really want to say C+, but I can't do it because CeeDee Lamb is taking top 5, top 10 in every fantasy football draft out here.
This is what I have to do. If I gave the Browns a B-, then it's tough because CeeDee Lamb is an A+ receiver, but outside of that, it's a C. It's
Exactly.
probably a C- group. So if I'm giving the Browns a B-, then I got to give the Cowboys a C+, which might be hard to stomach with CeeDee Lamb. But
It's
outside
not.
of it,
It's just
it's not much, man.
Right, because of the supporting cast.
Yeah, he can't carry it all on his
At least
shoulders.
we have Jerry Jeudy. At least we have the Chief. At least we have guys who can catch the football and that we know of them. And when you're looking at the like you said, until we see it, when you're looking at the Cowboys, it's like we haven't seen them. So our running back situation here, I know what it was when when Jerome Ford had to step in for Nick Chubb. I know it's running back by committee, but they were able, based off of last year, to pull their own weight. I'm gonna say B-. It's not the best group. It's a committee, but because Jerome Ford and crew did an excellent job, even with Kareem back there, they don't have him now, and I'm looking at what they can do this year with Jerome Ford, Pierre Strong. I'm gonna say a B- because they did what they had to do. By no stretch of the imagination is this in my opinion, Ryan, is this a running back group, Maria, that we herald, that we look at? Because without Nick Chubb, this group definitely is on a downward projection.
Yeah, if the average, let's say, is about a C plus, a B minus,
So that's
I'll
a
give
fan
them,
in me.
Oh yeah, I'll give the
C
running back
plus?
room. I'll give them a straight C.
Okay.
I think they're a little bit below average. I mean, I think they'll be fine until Chubb gets me back because the offensive line is supposed to be great. So I'll give them a C, but I can't say that they're above average running back room without Nick Chubb.
Right. And I guess that's the fan in me, Maria. I think I'm grading a little with the running backs because I liked how Jerome Ford, he broke a couple in that Pittsburgh game right off the break, and he kind of solidified, like, I'm here. And so I give him credit because not too many games did they struggle, and they pulled their weight, which is huge. I agree with your C plus on that. Let's move to quarterbacks. Now, I like Deshaun. It's again, the bias is there. I'm gonna have to let you go first. But they got a guy proven, not proven in the postseason, but a guy that's proven. Dak Prescott. So Dak Prescott versus Deshaun Watson. What say you, Ryan?
Yeah. Well, I'll start with Deshaun Watson, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But the benefit of the doubt right now for him is unfortunately a C. And it might honestly, to this point, it's below a C. But I'm going to start out this season kind of an average, clean slate. I'm going to say C. But then the Cowboys, that's where they make their mark. I would say Dak Prescott is hands down an A. Only you could go above that is an A+. I think he's one of the top 6-7 quarterbacks in the league. I think he's severely underrated. I think he gets a lot of flack because he's on America's team, the Cowboys. And yes, he hasn't had much playoff success, and that's the one thing that he has to redeem himself on, and he knows that. But I think he is an amazing quarterback. They're lucky to have him. I'll give him an A.
Okay. I'll give Dak. Let me start with Dak Prescott. That's the easiest for me. He doesn't take them to the show at all. In big games, he disappears, in my opinion. I had him on fantasy at one point. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Fair enough.
I'm like, I can't even get no points out of this guy, man. I'm going to give him a B.
Okay.
And that's because
He messed with your fantasy?
he messing my fantasy up. So I'm going to give him a B.
It's personal.
Consistently every
personal.
year. Messing my fantasy up. Deshaun Watson, I agree. We got to see it. On GP, just because he's Deshaun Watson and we know what he's capable of, he stays with the passing grade. Just because he show up in my class, I'm giving him a C.
All right.
Just because he's showing up. And then whatever he does get week one,
He ain't got to bring an apple or nothing. He just
ain't
show
got
up
to
and
bring
get
an
a C,
apple.
huh?
Just because he's Deshaun Watson, if he's sitting in my class, I'm giving him, he going to pass. He going to pass in my class. Let's go to the cornerbacks.
Let's do it.
The cornerbacks. Both cornerbacks. Let's just match up the two best on each team. Let's say Denzel Ward, Trayvon Diggs.
Mm-hmm. Hands down, Denzel Ward. I think Trayvon Diggs is one of the most overrated cornerbacks in the league. And I also think Deron Bland is a pick six merchant who is also overrated. So I would give the Browns an A. I'd give the Cowboys a B.
Okay.
I jumped the shark a little bit there.
It's all good. I did give the Cowboys a B+. Trayvon Diggs, B+. They have a decent secondary core. Talking about the Browns, A++.
A++++.
Plus. You got a trio back there. Returning trio.
They've been doing extra credit, huh?
With experience now. They've been doing extra credit. Returning trio with playoff experience. A young group, with playoff experience. And I think that is just monumental for this team because they've been there and done that. They've been the bell cow. You got Denzel Ward coming up making tackles. Yes, he's been hurt a little bit here and there. He comes back on fire. He doesn't come back and have a slump.
Every
he comes
time.
back
Each and
against
every
a team
time.
like the Texans, and C.J. Stroud doesn't even throw his way the whole game. So when you got a guy that can eliminate one whole side of the field,
Right.
who comes up and uses his body to make tackles on running backs, which a lot of cornerbacks do not do, and then you got an emerging Martin Emerson, he's going to contend. He's going to be a Pro Bowl contender. It's going to be hard after the year because it's like you only can pick one. He's like, you got to go back in and pick Ward and pick Emerson as well. But he's a favorite. So you got two studs who I think both of them are in top 10 as the way they played last season. And then you got Greg Newsome, who's coming back with something to prove. Because you always remember the last game. It's like we don't account for the body of work.
Right.
Yeah. So if we look at his body of work, he's added a significant piece to the trio. He's been solid. It's like we only look at the bad things. I get it. So he comes back on fire with something to prove. A lot of people thought we was going to get rid of him. But if you looked at who would replace a guy like Greg Newsome, it'd be Greg Newsome. If you wanted, if you needed a third guy, you would go out and get a Greg Newsome. And we already got him. Second year here with the team, he's going to be amazing for this team. So the cornerbacks, we win that all hands down. So when I look at this matchup in its totality, I see the edge rushers are kind of even. Look at Myles Garrett. You look at who we got up front. I think our defensive line will outshadow theirs, Ryan. I give us an A. Myles Garrett on the edge. Our guys in the interior handling business versus their guys on the edge. They got A edge rushers as well, but their interior not so strong. So I'll give them a B+. Just because their interior is not so strong. What do you say about that?
Yeah, I'll just say this before we get rolling to week 1 against the Cowboys. Listen, you're at home, right? And the Cowboys do not play well on the road. If this was at AT&T Stadium, it would be a different story. But the reality of it is the Browns are a better team than the Cowboys, right? It all comes down to Deshaun Watson. If he plays like a FD+ quarterback, you're not going to win that game. You're not going to win many games. If he just plays in this game like we're giving grades, a C+, B- quarterback, the Browns should have no problem beating the Cowboys week 1. That's really what it comes down to.
So, okay, is that your key to victory? I'm going to just say it now. Our keys to victory, and I was going to wait for this. When you're talking about week 1, Ryan's keys to victory. Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, I'll say first and foremost, get Deshaun Watson comfortable. Make sure the line is protecting him. It's going to be a little bit difficult if and when you do have Jack Conklin sliding over to the left tackle. We see how he does that, but I mean, that's got to be the biggest key of all is making sure Deshaun Watson's comfortable. He's not escaping clean pockets, and he's not dirtying the ball. And we saw what happened in week 1 when it was rainy against the Bengals last year. Deshaun Watson didn't look good. He was throwing balls because he didn't play football for a minute, and now he's not played football for longer, right? Remember the last time he played was in Baltimore. So it's the key is getting him comfortable early in the game, making sure he's poised, and just limiting the turnovers. That's every game. That's really a key for every single matchup in the NFL.
If your defense for the Cowboys, you coming for that shoulder?
You coming for the quarterback, period. Shoulder, legs, hips, eyes.
Because you know it's a shoulder. You know it's a shoulder issue though.
They should pressure him as much as possible.
Well, they're gonna be applying that pressure.
So my keys to the victory for week 1 versus the Cowboys, Maria Ryan, is coaching. This is the starting game of the year. I need to see those great play calls to put them in comfortable situations, manageable situations, both offensively and defensively. I want to see hell of coaching. I want to see them putting them in positions to succeed. If this is your quarterback who's just starting to play his first game live, take care of him a little bit in ways that matter. Maybe boot. Now he's out there by himself. Maybe a 3-step here and there. Get that running game early. Let's see the coaching from our 2-time coach of the year, not just finalists, our 2-time coach of the year, man of the year to me, guy Kevin Stefanski. Here in the Browns, coach of the year 2 times in a row.
Amen.
So I want to see coaching. That is my keys to the victory is coaching.
You always say it comes down to coaching. You do.
It comes down to that.
All right, with that being said, we'll be right back. All right, now welcome back to the show. Now, piggybacking off of what Shannon Sharp said, he needs the Deshaun Watson of old. He needs him to be at 85, 90%. So collectively, are they saying if we don't have Deshaun Watson playing like on his A game, we don't make it to the AFC Championship?
Yeah, no.
The Browns won't be there?
No.
But we did it.
We made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, okay.
So the AFC Championship is different than making it to the playoffs.
Okay, all right.
You can limp into the playoffs, which I think C.J. Stroud and the boys did. Beating a on-fire Browns team. I think they limped into the finals because we should have had home field advantage. Their division was so horrible, in my opinion, Ryan. They barely made it to the playoffs and then got a playoff victory from us, which I think that, again, that was coaching to me, playing them 2 weeks in a row. But, yes, Maria, if we don't if Deshaun doesn't play
Mhm.
like we know he can play, there's no AFC Championship. There's no limping into the AFC Championship. It's too many good teams out there. The AFC North is stacked.
Mhm.
We man
Can't play no games.
We forget about the AFC
is
Championship.
Crazy. Right,
If Deshaun
right.
don't play like he's supposed to, we won't make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 3 teams going to make it from the AFC North. I mean, do you believe that, Ryan? 3 teams are going to make it.
Yeah, I think it's very possible. I mean, we saw it last year, and if anything, if there's going to be division with 3 playoff teams, then it's 100% going to be the AFC North, no doubt about it.
And when you look at our team,
Mhm.
it's predicated off of Deshaun Watson. Yeah, our defense will keep us in games, but Deshaun puts us over the edge, and that's what we're looking for him this year. The edge.
I
Get
just
us
want
to
to
the
know, and I
edge.
won't put you on the spot. I want to know, how long do you give somebody to figure it out, though? Like, say this season he just, God forbid.
He makes too much money.
Dang.
It's just that's guaranteed. I mean, we got
We got to
has
figure it out. We're going to have to
but
figure it out.
Again, it comes down to coaching.
Yeah.
If we see him struggling, if I'm that coach, I have to put him in a position so he can succeed,
Yeah.
so that we can score points,
Mhm.
get closer. Maybe I could go to my GM. I might need to go to Barry and say, hey, I need some more out of that running attack.
Okay.
Because Deshaun ain't
Whatever,
ain't
get him
doing
what he
we-
need.
Yeah, we need to give him some more weapons
Yeah.
around him so he can just hand the ball off so it becomes easier. But with the line that he has,
Yeah.
emerging into getting back to what it can be,
Mm-hmm.
with the receiving core around him, with veterans around him that know how to catch the football,
Mhm.
which he has, I think it's all right there for the taking.
Right.
So it's up to Deshaun.
Yeah.
But for me, it's up to coaching, putting him in position to succeed.
Yeah.
As we look at this team, Ryan, for our fans, what do you see as the biggest hurdles or the biggest worries with this Browns team heading into the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think it starts and really might end with Deshaun Watson. I mean, we've said it
Again,
ad
yeah.
nauseum how good this team is, bottom to top, offense and defense, even special teams. Dustin Hopkins and Corey Bjorquez now. I mean, everything on this team is
Ready.
Is ready to go. There, we saw last year we returned basically everybody on defense. You didn't really, you're not really missing anybody on offense outside of like maybe Harrison Bryant, who had a decent amount of snaps on the offense. It's right there for the taking, and it's as hard as it's going to be. If Deshaun Watson comes out and balls out, we're going to be fine. But that's the biggest what if. And like we always say, like if you don't have a good quarterback, no matter how good your team is, you're pissing into the wind. It's unfortunate, but you're not going to compete with the Patrick Mahomes of the world. You're just not.
All right, we just mapped out the keys to the victory. We mapped out the grades on paper. Browns ball out, hit all cylinders.
Mhm.
All cylinders fine. Cowboys ball out, firing on all cylinders. Who is victorious? What are your predictions, your game day predictions and scores?
Ooh, I
for the
want to
game.
hear y'all scores. That's between y'all. I want to hear what y'all got for the scores.
Okay, I'll go first, Ryan. Give you a reference point.
Get my betting.
Oh,
We
is
gonna
that
win- we
is
gonna
that
win
what it
mine.
is? If both teams are firing on all cylinders, that means their passing a game is there, their run game is there. But again, all cylinders mean the defense is there too. It ain't gonna be a high scoring game because if their defense is playing like they should, it'll be some 3 and outs here. You'll have some stalemates here and there. So I'm thinking a game where there's 23-17, Browns win at home.
23.
And this is firing on all cylinders. Defense is forcing 3 and outs, maybe giving up a field goal here or there, a touchdown early, but coming through late. Browns firing on all cylinders. Deshaun making it work with his feet, stepping out of bounds. He's a little standoffish about taking contact, so he is getting out of bounds when he can. Stefanski is putting him in position to win the game, to keep the chains moving. 23-17 Browns. What say you, Ryan?
You're not gonna like this, but I'm gonna be honest. This is my real prediction, and I don't want this to happen, but I'm gonna say the Cowboys win 24-17.
Dang.
It's a somber moment here at Big Play
Listen,
Studios.
I would love to be wrong. I'm giving my honest prediction. I hope I'm
24-17.
wrong, and a lot of this is predicated on Deshaun Watson. I think he has so much going against him, not having played football in so long. You're playing the Cowboys. You're going to have a pass rush. Your offensive line isn't 100% complete. It's a lot to ask out of him, and he hasn't shown me that he can handle even a little bit of load. So
Brian, can I just say I appreciate you being honest, though? Because I do feel like when we talk sports and everybody loves the Browns,
Right.
sometimes you don't keep it real enough. So I applaud you for
This is
keeping
the
it real,
real.
Ryan.
This
Hope
is the
I'm wrong.
realness.
Yeah, you're good. You're
This
good.
is the realness, and let's talk about that.
Pretty soon you're gonna see Ryan come in with that black and yellow, black and yellow.
No.
Let's not.
Absolutely
No,
not.
I'm just
messing me
joking.
up with that.
No, I'm
Ryan,
just
I have
joking.
a good. I have a rebuttal for you,
Okay.
and I'm gonna hold it until this commercial break because I want you to listen real good.
What you gotta say? I'm sorry. Welcome back to the show. What you doing, Josh?
Well, I have to say this, Ryan. We're at home. We should be the top ranked defense in the NFL. Facing a team that needs a playoff berth to have some relevancy, like you said, America's team. I think they have pressure more than us to start fast. The pressure, we're at home. We play good at home. We have our fan base as the 12th man on the field, and we have a two-time, I can't say this enough, two-time coach of the year
Recipient.
in Kevin Stefanski. The coaching should be there. The play calling should be there. Our fans will be there. The excitement will be there. The momentum is there. Our team statistically plays better at home. The first game at home shouldn't be no different. I know we did certain stats to whether we want our team to win the first division opponent over the first game, but this just feels different because we have those starters on defense playing and they're healthy. And I think it's their game to lose rather than our game to win, if that makes sense. Because Dak Prescott is going to get huge. He's going to get pressure. I can't see CeeDee Lamb having an air attack so good that's going to topple Denzel Ward or Martin Emerson. And I don't think they're good enough at running back with Ezekiel Elliott and crew to be able to have such an offense that's going to be more than one-dimensional. We're going to force them to run the ball by taking away the air, and I think it's going to shock Cowboy Nation.
I think the
We're
question
going to
is,
shock
though,
Cowboy Nation.
Deshaun Watson, are you healthy? Now, Ryan, look, watch him flip this. Ryan, if it was a Deshaun Watson of old, what would the score be?
If this was Deshaun Watson
Yes,
in
like 100% healthy.
like 2020 Texans
Yes.
Deshaun Watson,
What you
then
say the score is? We gonna still win?
28-20.
That's what I'm saying. See?
Okay, so you're giving
he matters that much.
You're giving the Cowboys some leeway here, and I think a little too much. Who are their running backs, right?
They got, well, yeah, don't get me wrong. The running backs are not good. You have an aging Zeke.
So how will they keep?
Dalvin Cook and Rico Dowdle is probably going to
But
start.
how will they keep pace if that doesn't come through?
Well, here's
on
the thing.
our defense?
The thing I worry about the most is I think your offense is going to be pretty stalled the first half if Deshaun Watson comes out, starts slow. God forbid, if he turns the ball over, as good as the defense is, if you're turning the ball over in the 20, 30-yard line of your own end zone, you can't rely on your defense to do that. We did that last year at an absurd rate, right? I don't think that's sustainable. And this isn't
Okay.
any shot on the Browns.
Yeah.
It's just, I think
you're
it's a
predicated
tough
off of
opponent, a
Deshaun.
lot of pressure.
Right.
Everybody's
I get it.
watching. Deshaun's one of the most polarizing figures in the NFL right
Right.
now. It's
Right.
a lot to ask
So
week
a lot right now is riding on Deshaun for you.
It has to.
Yes, you can tell by the way he.
Nah, I know
yeah.
he's as it relates to his play, you're still shell shocked from last year and the years prior. You're shell shocked from his tenure here with the Browns, and you need to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing is
You need
believing.
to see it. Okay.
Period. And with that said, we gotta take one more commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, now you guys, welcome back to the show. Now, this segment is brought to you by Affinity Whole Health. Affinity Whole Health offers personalized treatment plans to help people, what, Josh? Feel better. Whether you're struggling with weight loss, low energy, muscle loss, testosterone loss like Josh. Did the doctor say you had testosterone loss?
No.
Oh,
They didn't
okay,
say
I'm sorry.
Where
That
are you
was a-
finding them figures at? Testosterone loss.
Just joking.
I said I wanted more.
I just want to make sure he had his energy up. I want to make sure he was listening.
Yeah,
Poor sleep. They can help with it all. Affinity Whole Health provides expert guidance and support to help you safely reach your health goals. And they really do have Ohio covered. They have locations in Cleveland and Columbus. So don't wait any longer. Set up your free consultation by going to affinityWholeHealth.com. That is affinityWholeHealth.com. Now, Josh.
Yes.
Speaking of Affinity Whole Health, you know the rapper Mace, right?
The who?
The rapper Mace.
Oh, Yeah, I do.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's been under scrutiny. He went viral yesterday
'Cause
because
he
of
had-
his apparent weight loss.
Yeah, they
And
trying to make.
everybody is contributing it too. They're saying that they think he's on one of those shots, whether it's Ozempic, Mounjaro,
Yeah.
and he really
What'd he say to
but no,
him,
he
though?
came out and he said, actually, I've hired a personal trainer, and
Oh, he killing
he's
him.
taken over this alkaline diet, which is just consists of waters, fresh fruits, and vegetables. But my thing is, because when we went to Affinity Whole Health, they did let us know that they do offer those, those weight loss shots
Right.
if you need them. Affinity has they have what you need, so check them out. But why anytime someone loses weight now, people automatically assume it has to be the Mounjaros or
Because people
those
don't.
shots?
They need to see you doing the work. They need to see your workout footage. That's what it is.
that what it is?
They didn't see Mason there lifting iron and running through the neighborhood. Oh, what's up, y'all? They ain't see the workout.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta show the workout, or we ain't gonna believe.
We want to see proof. Or we
we
don't
need
believe
proof.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
But I will say, when you start eating like some of those anti-inflammatory foods, you do lose that puffiness,
Right.
So,
I get
shout
it.
out to Mace for losing weight and doing what he has to do. But everybody's not on Ozempic. And I will say this, if I needed to lose weight and I was struggling and had the discipline to go to the gym, I'd probably get one of those shots too. But that's not what it is. And I'd be at Affinity Whole Health trying to figure out some
I
some
get
resources.
that.
What's
Oh,
going on
yeah.
now?
So we went to the air show, and we had a chance to
Yeah.
interview the Northern Stars Aerospace
Yep,
team. No, not
Aerospace.
Aerospace team, Aero team.
Aero team.
And I want you guys to check out this interview right here. Check it out. All right, guys, we're right here with the Northern Star Aero team.
We got
Did I get that right?
right?
You certainly did.
Yeah.
Greg, Jeff, and Mario? Todd, Greg, Todd, and Mario. I almost had it.
So these are your planes that you will be flying right here. Now, I played in the NFL, and every game was like, I get a little nervous at first. So when you're preparing for something like this, the air show,
air show,
do you
right.
get nervous, or is it more like, man, we do this is fun, because I know this is your game day?
We don't get nervous, but we do spend, half an hour before the show to review our routine.
You guys gotta check each other, because maybe one or the other having too much fun. Is there anything like that ever?
Reel it in, reel
The
it
whole
in.
show is very choreographed. So
Okay.
we don't do anything during a show that we haven't practiced hundreds of times before. And then Greg, as the lead, he's talking on the radio the whole time. He's talking about what's coming up next, how he's adjusting the power, how he's maneuvering the aircraft. So there are no surprises.
Greg, you come up with the routines and you're the lead.
We all kind of it's almost done by committee. So all of us have extensive military backgrounds.
Okay.
A lot of air show experience, and we put stuff together, the whole routine together based on our previous experience.
Okay.
And we maximize the capability of the
It's
service.
a team effort.
Yeah.
Team effort, okay.
Yeah.
I love it. He was like, it's no I in
I know.
It's a committee.
But say someone's watching right now who wants to be in the military and they want to eventually do what you guys are doing. How do you let your sarge know, like, hey, I want to eventually do the air shows, or how do you rank up to do what you're doing right now?
Well, as I said, we're all ex-military, and if you want to do stuff in the military, like the Blue Angels, Thunderbirds,
Yeah.
I don't know their internal process there. We have our own team in Canada called the Snowbirds, and you have to have a whole bunch of experience before you can do that sort of thing.
Okay.
And there's a tryout, and you have to have certain commitments. Your wife or husband has to approve.
Approve of it, right.
I was like, no, Maria.
Just sign you the short paper right there, baby. Right, yeah.
Oh, you gonna let me do it? Like, we're gonna up yours.
I'm gonna go over there with you guys.
Oh, my God.
That's the most important part.
Right.
My son has a simulator, and when you land, you have to use your feet, and I'm always in the grass. I'm like, hold up, man, where the pedal? He's like, got your feet once you hit the ground. That'll be difficult to do, so it takes some coordination.
It does. And
skills.
discipline requires you to use all your limbs and your full brain to it's a beautiful aircraft to fly, but it requires you to pay attention. And that's why it's fun.
Wow. Well, guys, we don't want to hold you any longer.
Thank you so
We
much.
appreciate you all giving us your time, and have a good time out there, guys. Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
Oh, we had some fun at the air
Yeah,
show
it's
once
always fun.
again.
Yeah.
Got to sit on Ken Miles' patio, and I don't know, something about, I understand why some people still like build replica planes and things like that. It just turns you into a little kid all over again.
It does. I really love it, and honestly, I'm just so excited for the Browns game.
Yeah.
I want to kind of put Ryan under the bus a little bit. Like, I told you he was going to ball out.
I wrote the
Hey
story
man,
down.
I
told you.
hope
Oh, he-
I
Oh, he
hope I'm
wants them
wrong.
to. You know, he's a Browns
I
fan
know,
at heart.
but I don't think we're being biased. I think we know the team is good. They should play good.
Yeah.
We know the coaches are good. They should coach good. The Browns, who we know them to be, should show up on Sunday.
But
That's
finally,
all.
we all love our Brownies, but it seems like people in Cleveland are too scared to keep it real with them. And Ryan, I appreciate that. The weather's going to be partly cloudy, slight chance of rain, high of 66 on game day. It's going to be a beautiful
Here
day.
we go,
Just bring your coats. Look, we love you
Brownies.
guys
Here we
so
go.
much.
Who?
Dog check.
Dog
We
check.
out,
Who?
baby.